Hi everyone, John Zwart here at Home and Property Real Estate. Continuing our discussion on why we do what we do, I'd like to share some thoughts now on product and service. And I'll begin with a childhood memory. My grandfather, my Opa, an immigrant from Holland, was a butcher in the town of Strathroy, Ontario. When I was a young boy up to about age 5, we lived 2 doors down from him. 3 doors if you included his butcher shop, which was attached to the house. I remember occasionally going to visit the butcher shop to watch Opa work when I was about 3 or 4 years old. Once, while he was pouring scalding hot water on a recently slaughtered pig, removing its hair with a cone-shaped metal scraper, I asked, "Why are you doing that, Opa?" His response in a thick Dutch accent was as puzzling at the time as it is revealing now. "Well, we don't want to eat hair, huh?" As a 3 or 4-year-old boy, I had no idea what he was talking about. I think I may have not yet even made the connection between that huge carcass on his butcher's table and the bacon or sausage on one's breakfast plate. I also certainly hadn't made the connection between the effort he expended in his methodical manner and the value of that effort to others in the community. He was doing something he was adept at doing, and I dare say he also enjoyed it. But neither his skill or his enjoyment of it would have made any difference had his efforts not also bestowed a material benefit to others. The fact that he was providing a valued product and service is what ultimately gave purpose to his work. I bring this up because, of course, that's how it is for all of us. A primary rationale for our work is the benefit it provides to someone else. That someone could be the company you work for, your boss or your boss's boss, or it could also be the customers of the company. It could be the people who are served by a nonprofit organization as well, or the people who give of their time and money in support of that organization. It could be anybody. The important thing is that there is something about what you do that bestows a benefit to someone else. Now the question could be asked, and ought to be asked really, what is the benefit? What is the product or service that you bestow as a result of your efforts? Or put another way, what is it that you do professionally that is deemed to have value to someone else? This is an important question for each of us to ask and to reflect on from time to time. Even if we think the answer is obvious, it's good to consider what value we bring to the table by way of our product and service, and then also ask whether or not that product or service is growing or diminishing in the minds of those who are its recipients. In today's technology-driven world, this exercise can't happen too often. Changes are occurring all the time, and our adjustments need to keep pace. In my line of work in real estate, there have been massive changes to the products and services we provide. It used to be that real estate was a closed loop. People sought the services of a realtor because they were the keepers of listings and sales. You would go to a real estate office to see what was available for sale and what had sold at what price. If you wanted to view a property, you would make arrangements from there. When buying being a buyer, the realtor you were working with may have been assisting you on some level, but it was never as your representative. Fiduciary responsibility was always owed only to the seller, and the buyer was only ever treated as a customer. The age-old maxim of buyer beware always applied in this framework. The responsibility of a realtor was simply only to sell the property and to protect the seller's interests. Today, of course, things are very much different. Fiduciary responsibilities are owed to both seller and buyer. Single representation rather than dual or multiple representation is most often now the norm. Add to that changes in complexity around transactions as well as increased standards around disclosure of material facts, and it's clear that there's much more that we can talk about in future videos. So in my next video, I'll continue on the current state of affairs in real estate, as well as some of the ways in which technology and consumer expectations are driving our modern agenda. I'll also continue to explain how the services of a qualified, trusted realtor have drastically changed in the last few decades and what it now means to have a good realtor in your corner. In the meantime, if you have questions or anything else you'd like to talk about, feel free to reach out to me directly or to any member of our home and property team. Know that your consultations will always be confidential and that you will be treated with friendly professionalism as well as with an overriding commitment to integrity, to excellence, and respect. Thank you again for watching. Talk to you soon.